right. Seems that we're live now, mate.
Woo!
What's going on, everyone? It's your boys Slee and Emmanuel here from our live stream cave, and we're a bit stressed. Please, please excuse us because we had some technical issues. As it seems, there's some internet issue across the whole UK. If I got it right.
Yeah, with my internet provider, it's just so I'm coming through my phone in the nicest, politest possible way.
Yeah. That's also the reason why the interface you see might look a little different from our other streams, because basically what we had to do is, because everything didn't work with the bad internet connection over there. So what we had to do is basically make a multi-stream setup with me. I'm not the host. Actually, he's the host. He knows all the deep stuff about streaming, and now we had to set everything up spontaneously. That was a wild trip, I'd say. But now we're here. And that is what's important in the end, right? So, today's episode will be about pedals, as most of our episodes.
Kindness.
Sorry?
It's about kindness and giving to your fellow man.
Yeah, kind of. That's a part of it. So, actually, what we're having what is going on right now in Tonepedia is that we're having a very massive and big giveaway. So this current giveaway that we're having is about sharing music and music gear, especially with friends like me and Lee. And if you head over to, doesn't matter, our Facebook page, our Instagram page, YouTube, or whatever, you will see like how to enter this giveaway. But actually, what we want to do today is show you some of the pedals that you can actually win, because they're way cool, aren't they, Lee?
Way cool, man. Way cool.
Way cool. So, also we will just show you some basics on how to use Tonepedia and stuff like that. So today's episode is all about Tonepedia itself and especially about pedals. So, mate, what to start with?
What to start with, indeed. Why don't you go first? Because given our issues at the minute, I can't share with you my link. So we will go with yours first, and then I will have to tell you the individual pedals that I have put together for you.
All right. So what we did in advance is I put together 4 pedals that I would think Lee would like to use, and Lee did the same thing for me. So basically, we created a pedal board for each other, a small pedal board. And what we'll do now is go through these pedals here live on air, and show you something about them. So, let me use this chance for everyone who didn't use Tonepedia before and to show you how it works. So all you gotta do is go to www.tonepedia.com, as I did here, and then there's multiple ways how to get to our actual player. But the easiest one is to go here, Start Testing Gear. Now, if you click on that, you will see this beautiful window, and what you gotta do then is choose your world. In our case, it's going to be electric guitar, and then choose your gear type, which in our case will be pedals. It's the second one. And then we will have this window here. That is our default pedal window. So the pedals in the middle might change from time to time depending on what is new at Tonepedia. Right now we're having the Rattler and we're having the classic Rat in there. And basically from here, what you will experience is actually the best way to compare musical gear from here on. So,
do you know what? That rat right there is my rat.
That is your rat. You're saying
that is my rat. I own that rat.
You're saying it very proud.
I am. It's a 1987 rat. It's awesome.
It is awesome. We had it here on live on air for our first episode, didn't we?
Not that one. No, that was a different one. Because I've had this since before then.
Oh, okay, but it was from the same year, right?
Could have been. I think it might have been.
Yeah. You were saying it's so proud. It it reminded me of these. Do you know these awesome old school American movies where there's a family going to football, and then the son of some guy is playing in that football team, and he's like, "That is my boy,"
Yeah.
That is my boy. Yeah,
Proud of my pedal as I would be a child.
yeah. So yeah, that was Lee's pedal, but let's go on and get some pedals that we think, or that I think Lee would love to. So
Coming in, Sunrise, what have you lined up for me?
yes. So unfortunately, like, we prepared some links and stuff like that, but we have to do everything live on air here because of the technical issues we had before. So the first thing I would put in for Lee would be the Boss DS1,
Okay.
because I know that Lee is a huge Boss fan. I mean, you just have to take a look behind Lee basically to guess that he's a huge Boss fan.
So yeah, I'm looking around and I can see lots and lots of lots of Boss pedals everywhere. So yeah, I think that's a fair assumption.
That's a fair assumption, and let's do it like this. Like, let me not go for any manufacturer specifically, but let's just browse through the pedals so that people can actually see like how many cool pedals we got here on Tonepedia.
No man, get to the one. I will get to my next one. I want to know what my presents are.
No, let's make it slow and painful for you. So actually, we are pretty much addicted to Boss. So as you can see, like the first 2 pages, it's Boss only, because we have so many Boss pedals.
You got some other stuff. It starts off with an Anasounds pedal because A comes before B.
Yeah,
That's a good pedal. That
we had also that one we had on the first live stream, didn't we?
I think so. Yeah.
This pedal got me back into messing around with delays in general, because I'm what people might call the camper guy. So I have my awesome Hughes and Kentner Black Spirit 200 behind me, and that's what I use on tour. Like, the camper guy.
What I meant by that, just leave.
Yeah, all the viewers just leave. But if you're touring in a medium-sized band, if you're not Metallica and having like big crew and stuff like that, we just have 2 guys to set everything up. So what they do is plug in a cable, XLR cable, and then it's gone. So that's why I got a little more practical about my rigs in the last years. But that pedal, when I messed around with that, I was like, shit, I need to get some delay pedals because it's fun to use them.
What's the next one?
What's the next one?
I want to know. Come on.
Let's go on. So actually see where we got. Right, that one. This is the Carl Martin Plexitone low gain that I have here for you. Because when we're talking about amps, you are very proud of your Marshall all the time, and just what I thought is the single channel, that one, that is something we have a video online on Tonepedia, on the Tonepedia YouTube channel as well. But I think it can be considered a high gain pedal even in the end. It has it has huge resources of gain. This pedal actually is something like if you crank it up, I think Lee would have a great time with that. So I chose that one. So we have the Boss, we have the Carl Martin. Then we need to go to D, but I think we passed D already. Where is it?
You passed the D.
I passed the D. It's on the same page. So Fuzz War, the Death by Audio Fuzz War, because I know that Lee is an absolute fuzz fetishist, to say so. Like fetishist. You gotta excuse my German accent. No, but we had this at some other stream, and you were blown away by that. I can still remember your reaction to that one.
It's a good pedal. It is a good pedal.
And then
really excited about it.
Then I had a delay pedal for you, but
oh, thank God for that.
No, because everyone likes the sound a little more wet. And I right now I have the picture in mind. I don't remember the name because it was something that I didn't know before. So
tell me, what color was it?
I don't remember the name. I can just tell you if I see it, because what I actually did is I was going through all the pedals, that I didn't know for the delay, because I wanted to get you something exotic. So if I see it, I can tell you. But man, where is it? But by the way.
This is gripping television, this, isn't it? Man scrolls website, lost looking for something.
Yes, like the website of the company that I'm working for. No, but actually, what I wanted to do is like just show people how many effects we actually have. Like, isn't that
just
awesome?
why don't you go on to main effects and just go into delay? You should be able to see it then.
Yes, but then I wouldn't be able to show off on how many effects we have. So now everyone knows. Actually, we have over, I think it's over 200, so it's quite a huge selection of
We do.
pedals.
We
So,
do. In total, products including the acoustic guitars, the electric guitars, the amps, the speakers, all the bits and pieces we have on there, we are approaching. We might even be slightly over. We're around 1,000 different products. That's a lot of messing around to time that you can spend on the platform. But where is this delay?
I think it was
I
that
wanna
one.
know.
I think it was that one. I would love now to open up the link that I have somewhere here, but if as soon as I click on here, people will see things that I don't want to see. No, but actually, I can show.
What
up
have you been looking at, young man?
No, but I think it was the earthquake one. I think it was the earthquake one because I didn't know earthquake before I was working on at Tonepedia, and I checked one of the pedals out. I think it was the plumes, and it was so awesome that I had to check all the other pedals of them as well. So basically, yeah, that is probably a pretty cool pedal to use as well. So here we go.
It's the Dispatch Master. I'm just refreshing myself with it because I know it, but I haven't looked at it for a while. It's not just a delay; it's a reverb as well.
It sounded good.
So that's a pretty good shout. That's a pretty good shout. So this is my board, is it? Okay.
This is about like could you live
DS
with it?
One, I've got the DS1 around here somewhere. There it is over there. It's a modded Keeley DS1, and that's pretty cool. I do like the DS1. That they are pretty good for going in and shaping your tone a bit like you'd use a Tube Screamer, but a little bit more aggressive. So that's pretty cool. I personally, for the Cole Martin, I might have gone for the higher gain one because I'm not as high gain user as you, but you are like the Meister of high gain. But I it is nice to have a low gain distortion in there as well. I suppose that the DS1 and the Cole Martin, they're kind of like two flavors of the same type of overdrive, if you know what I mean. The same sort of low gain overdrive. That's where they sit. That's cool.
So what I had in mind when I chose these two is like actually, and this is something we didn't talk about before, but if you would really have a rig to gig with, what you could do is basically set up, and now there's the practical like touring guy speaking out of me. What you could do is have a very like good sounding clean sound as your default standard. Then if you want to do some whatever rhythm or so, you can turn on the plexitone for low gain, tight sound, and then if you want to go for leads, you can use the DS1 to boost basically the plexitone low gain one. Because I
was thinking maybe possibly the other way around. Can you play for me on there? Can you show me what humbuckers sound like on the DS1 when it's turned right down in gain?
Yes,
on the neck pickup.
Yes, we can do it. And now again, like for anyone else, what we're doing, like especially for the people that did not use Tonepedia before, what we're doing right now is what Tonepedia is about. You can like get all these pedals if you want. They can be like pretty similar pedals and that are doing the same thing. And now you can be like, hey, I would like to hear how a Les Paul or generally a humbucker loaded guitar would sound like with this pedal if I have this amount of gain and going to whatever amplifier.
Emmanuel.
Yes.
Let's not tell them. Let's show them.
Let's not tell them too much. Let's show them. So you said bridge humbucker, right? You said the DS1. Which amp do you want to have?
Leave it on the Vox. The Vox is quite a nice sounder.
Cool.
The tone about midday.
Tone about midday. We have at 12 o'clock. Cool. Distortion. How much you want to
have? Minimum. I want to hear how it cleans up. How clean it sounds.
All right. Let's go for it.
No. Can you put it on the neck for me?
I can.
Excuse me. That's too much gain.
It's what?
Too much gain. Can we try the same thing with the Carl Martin?
Yes, we can. So let's go. So, right, Les Paul, we have the bridge pickup available, and
Cool.
the same thing, right? Tone, 12 o'clock.
Please.
Gain on minimum, and then let's go for it. Right?
No, you're right. You are right. The Carmike will be better for for rhythm. Do you know what? I'm trying to use my mouse pointer to to click on it. Okay, let's go back to the DS1 and try the solo playing style.
Yes. So next
And-
thing we have here is like the choice between different playing styles. For most of a pedal, it's gonna be 3. But if you're looking at guitar individually, like you have even more playing styles to choose from, and it depends on what guitar. Like for example, these are pretty classic guitars. But if you're like if you're loading in an Ibanez guitar or a Stramper guitar or something like that, you can also choose between some metal playing styles. So now let's go for solo, as you said. And we're in the DS1 now. How much distortion you want to have?
Not too much, because I think this thing's got a lot on tap. This sounds different to my one, but my one is a modded one. So yeah, let's
Okay, so let's start with the lowest setting then.
Can you add some reverb onto the amp?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. That's pretty good, man. Let's spike that gain up a little bit.
Yes. Would you play the solo on the bridge pickup if you would use this, Paul?
I probably would play this solo on the bridge pickup if I'm honest. Yeah.
Okay, so let's,
sorry. On the neck pickup, I probably would play this one on the neck pickup.
that's what I had in mind as well. So right now, Les Paul traditional DS1 into a Vox AC30, and then with a little bit of reverb. So let's go for it.
That's nice. How does that sound on the in-between position between the neck and the middle pickup on the Strat?
Well,
just out of curiosity.
On the Strat, let's see, because middle position is.
No, not middle position. Between the middle and the neck.
Between middle and neck. Let's go for it.
DS1,
same game setting, like same distortion stage. Okay, cool.
Yep, exactly the same. I just want to hear that. That is sexy. That's what I'd do. That's what I did. I'd have Carl Martin for rhythm. I'd have the DS1 for gain, just as you suggested. And yeah, that's lovely. What about the Fuzz War? Fuzz War's just a monster, isn't it? It really is.
It is.
Let's run that with humbuckers on the bridge through the fender.
Okay, sir. So here we have humbuckers in bridge position. We use a Fuzz War, and then we're going for Fender Hot Rod Deluxe 3. So on the settings, how much fuzz do you want to have?
All the fuzz.
All the fuzz. That's what I thought. Okay, so are you ready?
I'm ready. If that's sounding a bit broken up to the viewers, it doesn't normally sound like that. It's because it's coming through a live stream. I'm sure that sounds spot on to you, doesn't it?
At my end, it's sounding amazing. It's very
yeah, so it's just because
incredible.
it's coming through. I gotcha. Right, okay, all right then. Yeah, and there's not much you can say much more about the Fuzz War other than it is a brutal little beast. Is there a power chord playing style on that?
Yes, we also have a fuzzing one, but we have basic power chords, we have the range demo, we have the solo one, and the fuzzing one. Make a
Basic
decision.
power chords. Basic power chords, man. That's what you got to hear.
All right.
breaking up as it comes through the stream.
Oh, no.
I don't know if that's how it sounds to everyone else, but that's how it sounded to me. Just shame, really.
Okay, so
But
what we
yeah,
can do right
I
now
got the
for a
gist.
second,
It sounds fantastic.
we can go back with the volume a bit. So now people saw secrets of my Mac. Now, and let's see if it's sounding better now.
No, not.
Okay.
But don't worry too much. Let's have a listen to see how the Dispatch Master sounds.
All right. So that is the reverb and delay pedal at the same time, which is like actually if you're at home messing around with pedals, like you can do it whatever you want. But if you're on the road and you need to save some space on your pedal board, I think that's an issue that some people have that are playing mini gigs. Then you'd be thankful for any extra space you can have on your pedal board, won't you?
Yeah, well, the delay and reverb go together really nicely as well, especially when they're tuned together. And obviously, Earthquaker have done that with this pedal. So yeah, that's a great one. We should probably listen to this through the Strat and the Fender.
So Strat,
because what Fender amps and Fender Strats good with bit of reverb.
Probably. So let's turn on the reverb here. Now delay time, you want to have the lowest setting or you want to have the higher one?
Highest setting.
Okay,
please.
Highest setting on reverb and on delay time. You want to have a Tube Screamer, a TS9 in there as well?
No, let's leave it off. Let's hear the pedal.
Cool. So, which pickup on the Fender?
Always the fourth position.
Always the fourth position.
Yeah.
All right. Let's break the fourth wall then. Let me turn it up again for a second, I think, because it's very quiet over here. So, people, we are live on air, so that's how it looks. So again. How do you like that?
Nice tones there, isn't it? Oh yes, I like that a lot.
I think like, and what we have to focus right now is the like delay and reverb. And I think it's sounding like an album tone. It's sounding like a produced tone with that pedal. There's literally nothing I would like to add, like reverb and delay wise.
Yeah, right. I'm really excited to tell you yours. Are you ready?
All right.
I'm happy with that. Thank you very much. If someone gave that to me as a present, I'd be over the bloody moon. I really would. That'd be awesome. If someone gave that to me as a board and said you got a gig with this, I'd do that. I'd be happy to gig with that.
And the thing about Lee is, I think both of us we like really need to have a good sound that we like, that we feel comfortable with to gig with and to play with. But Lee is actually, like, considering pedals, he's probably the most passionate person I've ever met to talk about pedals. So it was a very hard thing for me to choose pedals for you, because whatever pedal I would come up with, it's probably like, yeah, this is like, like for all the pedals we have on Tompedia, all of them are doing something in a great way, but they are doing it differently from other pedals. So I think that, like, if I would make a rig like with 4 delay pedals, okay, that wouldn't be something you could work with. But other than that, I think like you could do lovely things with all of the pedals we have.
All right. Okay. So I earlier on today, no, it wasn't today. It was last night. I spent a bit of time putting a couple of a rig together, not a rig together, but just like a patch on my pedal board, and I had the rack going off for a Fender style amp off to a 4x12, and I had a blues driver going off to another amp, and I had them in stereo between me and this other amp's a Foxy but also Fender-ishy sounding thing. It's an Ibanez amp. And then I had a plexi delay running between them.
Oh.
And I had reverb and tremolo on the Fender amp as well, just very subtly creating some movement. That was a tone. That was beautiful. It really was. But okay, right.
Now, what
Clear,
you just described,
clear
like,
your.
okay, let's go on.
Sorry.
Let's go on. No, let's go on. Let's go on.
Okay, clear your palette here, man, and I will give you some cool stuff to work with.
Yeah, you probably also chose the low gain version for me.
No. Okay, so every pedal board needs a compressor. So if you go to TC under manufacturers, TC Electronics down there, and you will go down a little bit, and there you have the hypergravity next to the June 60.
The
You got
middle
it?
one, right?
Yep.
Cool.
So that's my first pedal for you.
All right, got it.
My next pedal for you is a bit like you did with the 2-in-1 Dispatch Master. I've gone for the JHS Angry Driver. So that's sorry, it's a Boss. Boss
the Boss
JHS
crossover one, yeah. We had it on our Instagram feed a couple of days ago. People loved that pedal for a reason.
Amazing. Yeah, it's really, really good. Then I've decided to, like yourself, you've got to have a delay. So if you pop onto MXR. Now, my favorite analog delay is a carbon copy, but I didn't choose normal carbon copy for you. I chose a carbon copy bright because it's still analog. It's still got all that lovely, sexy analog feel, but it cuts through a little bit better. So it's a little bit more like a digital delay in the fact that you can still hear it. Whereas the carbon copy is almost verging on reverb territory because it's so dark.
All right.
It's still lovely though. And then if you go back up and go to KMA, under manufacturers, I've gone for the Moa Mea, which is the one on the far right, which is an octaver, because you can have a lot of fun with that. And you'll be able to make some awesome riffs with that. So that's the board I've put together for you.
All right. So let's copy that.
We
have the hypergravity mini compressor. We have the Boss /JHS Angry Driver. We have the carbon copy bright, the green one, and then we have this. What was it called? The Moai Mea. KMA is a German company, isn't it?
KMA, yeah. It's
that's not
really,
German.
really nice company. Huh?
That's not German. Moai Mea. Like I was like, hey, KMA, he's going to be going for a pedal that I can actually like pronounce right. And then it was Moai Mea. All right, cool. So let me comment on this. I have to admit that I never ever had a compressor pedal on my pedal board.
Okay, you will. And when you do, you're going to be like, how did I ever live without this?
This is for a good reason. I love to use compressors in the mix. But actually, like when we're on tour with Majesty, we have a mixing engineer that is pretty much like, don't mess around with the sound too much. Give me a pretty plain sound, and everything you need, I will add that. So I tried to get on a compressor there because just wanted to try it out, and he was like, no, don't do that. So I never had one on my pedal board, but I think it's a lovely thing because like my rhythm, like the rhythm style that I have, there's a lot of down picking, not of fast stuff. I think a compressor can definitely make it like tighten everything up. So thanks for that choice.
So I've got a really nice compressor, and what I do is I just literally use it to tighten up the bottom and the top end, so just like keep those notes, bring up the lower notes, bring down the higher notes, so I don't get any peaks and these sort of things. So when I'm playing, it just sounds like more like you're playing to an album as opposed to playing all over the shop. And some players are really good at that. Some players can do that naturally. I can't. I'm not that great. So so that's what I use it for. but that, you know, just adding that little bit of attack just gives a little bit of snap on your notes. And when you're playing some fast legato, rather than saying like, you know, like sometimes when you hear people playing a fast lick, it's like it's kind of, it goes from to you know, adds a bit more staccato to it.
Yeah.
And I like that. Only slightly, not as pronounced as what I've just described, but only slightly. And I think that's important. Also, if you put a compressor going into a drive pedal, you increase the amount of gain.
Yeah, probably.
No, definitely. It's
you're the man. You know that stuff. No, but like there are like these there's this new generation of, well, what is it? Boost pedals, like with gates and stuff like in it. Like it's not only a booster or tube screamer pedal. These are pedals that are supposed to make everything tighter for extreme metal stuff. And what
yeah, and they're all basically tube screamers, aren't they?
Yeah, tube screamers with, and isn't it like basically a tube screamer with something like that in front of it, like a compressor in front of it?
Possibly. Which ones are you speaking about in particular?
There are a couple of ones out there. I'm not too familiar with them, but there's that one like from, it's I got it on my tongue. You know, that's what we say in German. In Germany, I got it on my tongue. The word.
We say it's on the tip of my tongue.
It's on the tip of my tongue, like the one that Misher and Sur plays. I think. It's Horizon Devices. It's something like that, you know. Like
Horizon precision. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, they are nice. They are really, really nice.
Stuff like that, and I feel that you know, you can do stuff like that if you're clever and you're using a good combination of a compressor pedal and a boost or distortion pedal.
Okay, let me tell you a little bit about the Angry Driver. I don't know how familiar you are with it, but this pedal's two pedals in one.
Mm-hmm.
You can play either of the pedals. So you've got the Boss Blues Driver or you've got the JHS Angry Charlie. So you can play either of them, or you can run one into the other. So you can run the Blues Driver into the Angry Charlie,
mm-hmm.
or you can run the Angry Charlie into the Blues Driver, which gives you various completely different results. And on top of that, there's the option of running them in parallel, which means that your signal is split. It runs into the Blues Driver, it runs into the Angry Driver. They do not affect one another, and then that signal is blended at the end. And you can do all of that in that little pedal there.
So it's basically one pedal that gives you the option to get everything out of two very popular pedals, and even more in the end, like messing around with them in a way that you wouldn't be able to if you just had both of these pedals, right?
Yeah, it's got a remote input as well, which means you can, because obviously on the Boss pedal you've got one switch, which is the one big button you press.
Yeah.
But on this you've got a remote going in, so you can put extra switch. Hello.
Okay.
so you can switch between them. Yeah. And the pots on it are concentric pots, a bit like on a Metal Zone. So where you have on there, you've got a little one in the middle, and then the bit around the side turns as well. I think all the pots on the Angry Driver do that. Maybe not the output, but it may be the output. I'm not sure, because I think it's got two separate outputs for each one.
Yeah.
So that is a blinding pedal. If you had a compressor in front of that adds almost like another channel as well, because when you keep compressor on, it's going to tighten it up even more.
Yeah. So this is a way like progressive pedal that gives you much space to mess around with it. And as you can see, it has like the 5 modes, like that is enabling basically the things that Lee said, like, you know, drive from the JHS. Then you got like a separate one where basically you're using the Boss pedal. Then for this third mode, what you have is also something only with the Boss pedal, and then, you know, basically many settings to mess around with that. So I was using it like a couple of weeks ago, because, you know, we had it on Instagram, so I needed to work with it a little to, you know, basically know what I'm talking about in the end. And I can tell that this is a lovely pedal. And if you're a fan of, like, you know, overdrive in general, if you like to mess around with overdrive tones, then this is a pedal that will give you many hours and hours and hours of fun. So
yeah, and you can definitely get some metal tones out of it as well. It's got a very
Yes.
powerful EQ section on it as well. But what would you think? Would you use it?
I would use it. I would use it. Like, especially if I could put something in front of that, I would definitely use it. Maybe I would boost it a bit for some purposes, but the general distortion tone and overdrive tone that this pedal is producing is something that I really like.
Honestly, I don't think when you drive the one into the other, I don't think you really need to boost it. When you push that Angry Charlie with the blues driver, it's just mental.
Probably.
It really is.
Probably. We're okay. So we got the compression pedal from TC, the mini compressor, and then we got the Boss / JHS Angry Driver. So we didn't take a listen to the compressor pedal, so let's do that now, and afterwards go on to the Angry Drivers. So I would go full humbucker. But actually, if we just have the compressor pedal, what we should do is use the Strat first, because whenever I use a clean sound, what I would do is basically call tap on my guitars, because I only have humbucker guitars. I only own humbucker guitars. I don't have a single guitar that only has single chords. So let's go for that solo playing style then, without the TS9 first. Can you hear that?
You can hear how snappy it is.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I can oh man, like what I can see me doing right now after the stream is like I will be messing around with the compressor pedal somehow. This is something that really got me turned on now. So
Usually I'm ready.
Oh man, it's tightening everything up. Let's go for the neck. Cool. So since we got the option to boost in the TS9, we can also see how it would sound with gain. So let's do that. And if I would play something with gain, like a lead sound, I would definitely use a humbucker load guitar. So let's go for the Les Paul then. TS9, and yeah, let's go. It's also thickening it up, isn't it?
It's pushing that TS9, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Try the bridge.
Huh?
Try the bridge pickup.
Yeah, let's go for that. I would go with a neck, to be honest, on that particular style.
Yeah, for sure. It's just usually the bridge pickups have got a little bit more output, and I just wanted to hear that tube screamer cry.
Yeah, it's not a problem. It's not a problem, because there's also something that's called Tonepedia, and you can switch between the pickups.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, lovely. That's a great sound. Now, definitely happy about the compressor, as I said, because I wanted to have a compressor pedal, but our sound guy doesn't want me to have one. So I'm happy about that one. Cool. So let's go for the Angry Driver. I'm a bit more familiar with that one, but still, let's see how it would sound. No, let's go for a rhythm sound. Let's go for rock rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sold. Okay. Yeah. Oh my god. That I don't want to change the sound. That is what I want.
What?
All right, boss.
Which mode have you got on there?
I'm in the player's middle mode, and it's the drive of the boss.
So that is. Let me just bring it up on here. So you've got the. That's interesting. So you've got the Angry Charlie going into the
boss. Yeah.
Yeah, going into boss. So go down one and see how you like it the other way round.
So, okay, now boss going into the Charlie. No, I'll stay with the first thing for rhythm guitar. I can definitely
Okay.
see that for lead guitar, maybe, but for rhythm guitar, let's go through the other modes. No, it was literally like, you know, the first thing we did was the best sound for me.
Okay. What about?
Yeah, that's.
What about on lead? Go to the solo and let's see what you fancy on lead.
Yeah, so let's go for full drive, and you know I can tell you in advance by judging on by what I just heard that I will go for something that has the JHS. Why do I say it wrong all the time? No, but I will go for something that has
German thing.
the JHS as the second thing, because I think it is a little more mid focused, and for lead guitar I like mids. So this should be the JHS only. That's a boss only. That was a setting I had on rhythm guitar, but I think it's better for rhythm than for lead.
And this is the boss cushion DJHS.
Yeah, I think we're there. Yeah, I think it would be the other way around. The boss going into the JHS.
Yeah, and what you're getting is you're getting the bump of the mid bump of the Blues Driver,
okay.
pushing the pushing those frequencies in the Angry Driver, and it's just like causing those tones to overdrive in such a dramatic way that it will just push it through. I'm really interested to hear yours on the carbon copy, because have you ever tried one?
No, never ever. Carbon copy is definitely something new for me. I know that these are great pedals, everyone says it, but I've never ever played one. So
fantastic. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Where is my one? Good question, isn't it?
Is there any pedal that you don't have? Like every time, where's my one? You know, I can be like, hey guys, I just built this pedal, so it's the first time someone had, like, you know, it's the only pedal available, and Lee would be, yeah, where's my one? So okay,
I'm annoyed by that. Where is it?
Well, I don't know.
Come on, man.
I'm the last person to ask for that. Okay, so what we got here is, right now I'm on the neck of the Les Paul, having a humbucker setup going to the MXR Carbon Copy Bright, and let's stay with the Vox on the solo. Oh, can you hear something?
I can't hear anything. Can you?
No, I can't.
What have you done?
What is going on here?
Is it your output, or do you want to refresh the page?
Let me refresh the page and see what's going on here. Now we got sound again. I didn't clear my cage in a while, so probably that might be the reason. So now we're online again. Or let's say our sound is online again. So we got again the carbon copy going to the AC30. Now let's go for a humbucker loaded guitar here.
Can we just show people the wonders of self oscillation on a digital platform?
Yeah.
To put the regen all the way up and put the delay all the way down.
So regen all the way up, the delay all the way down. Okay, and let's go for the delay demo. the sound of quarantine. So no, but this is like a very delay-ish demo. Let's go for the solo again, because
What,
yeah,
the delay demo is a very delay-ish demo.
yeah.
Is that what you just said?
Yeah, it's literally something I would play on a delay pedal. So no, but you know, let me test it with something that I would actually play. So let's go for the solo style. Let's go delay all the way up because I like delay. Let's turn off the mod. Let's turn off the TS9. Let's go for it. No, that one. Definitely that one. Oh yeah, the neck pickup is really killing it. I really like that. You know, when it comes to delay and reverb, basically, I need a delay pedal. I don't necessarily need a reverb pedal for lead sounds, but what I need is a delay pedal. And you know, I'm more from the like John Petrucci school of things when it comes to delay, because he's also playing with the delay only all the time. And what they did on the last album is they had that ping pong delay going on. So where every time, you know, the notes repeat, would come from either left or right.
Right, ping pong, yeah.
Yeah, and
I'll do that.
I love that, and you know, this is not doing this ping pong thing. But what it does is it's basically make the pedal sing like an audience, kind of, you know. Like that is something how it feels if you're playing a festival. Like you're playing something and then you try to hear people sing, and it sounds like a delay almost. So this is definitely like a great way to make your guitar sing. Lots of delay and then play, you know, melodic lines like that. So
let's hear the range demo of it.
let's hear the range demo. So
yeah, man.
Let's go for 12 o'clock. Turn the region up. Turn off the mod, and then see.
No, turn the mod on. Put the mod on. It's great.
We can take a listen to both, because you know this is what Torpedo is about. Oh, you were right. The mod is cool. All right. So I think it's a pretty simple pedal, but it's just good at what it's supposed to do, right?
Yeah, it's still got that nice analog tone, but it's also got just enough clarity just to kind of bring it through a little bit. They've brought out a deluxe version now, which is a bit bigger. It's got a few presets on it. Let me have a look. But if I remember rightly, it's got a bright switch on it, so you can switch between the two modes. Carbon copy deluxe. Yeah, you got a bright switch off and on. Doesn't have presets, but you have a mix, regen, delay, and then you got speed and width. Now, what you can't see on here is inside that pedal, you have trim pots for the modulation, and you can adjust the modulation. And what they've done is on the deluxe version, they've put that on the outside. And they've added tap tempo to it as well, and tap divisions as well, subdivisions for your tap.
So much stuff you can do with a pedal like that.
Yeah, I'm tempted to get one of them because I love the carbon copy so much. I'm tempted to get one of them, but I've got a Boss DD500, which is like one of the best delays in the world. What would I need this for? But, you know, it is what it is.
It sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty awesome. When we just heard it, yeah, if you have some money left, then why not?
So, Curveball Octaver. Do you ever use one?
No, I only use Octavers if I'm doing demos for Torpedo.
Right. Okay. So KMA, they make some fantastic pedals. They really do.
Yeah.
I
like the
they
worm.
don't make it. Sorry.
I like the worm.
Yes, that's basically a HM2 style pedal, isn't it? So It's right up your street. That is very Swedish death metal style.
Yeah, it's definitely, if we want to have that Gothenburg sound, then boom, take that pedal and you're happy with it. But
That's it. There you go.
but how would you pronounce that pedal?
This one?
No, the one I just mentioned, because I can pronounce it right because it's a German name. But let's see if you can do it. Now things are other way around. Like I was the guy that can't pronounce things right if he hears it the first time, and now let's see.
Oh, what, the worm?
The worm. Like it's actually it's Wurm.
Worm.
Wurm.
Worm.
So
I used to have a motorbike and it used to go vorm vorm.
No, but this is the pedal that neither one of us can pronounce right. So
one of the things that's really cool about this pedal, and it's not like an essential thing, but if you look at the image of it, you've got meteors. Click on the little eye above the in the corner, and the users might be able to see it a little bit clearer. Ooh. Can you see the meteors? Some of them have an LED in it, and some of the eyes of the Easter Island men, they have eyes as well. They have little LEDs in them as well.
Yes. Last week,
so cool.
Last week, literally, that was a pedal I made some shots for last week, and it was very hard to capture the awesome looking LEDs in there. They're looking gorgeous in real life, but it's very hard to make photos of that. But
my favorite Easter Island guy on there is the second in from the right, because he's got like Elvis haircut.
Yeah. Oh man, that's amazing. That is so 60s, 50s, whatever.
Brilliant, isn't it? Oh.
All right, so let's see if it's not only awesome looking but also awesome sounding, because that's what you want to have when you're buying a pedal, right? So let's start with a low riff. So this is how that is a default setting. Oh, you can replace the bass player with that. That's not fair. That's not a fair pedal.
It didn't come through very clearly for me. Hopefully, it came through clearer for the listeners on Facebook and YouTube. But
hopefully,
yeah.
So let's turn on the clean sound then. Cool. So let's turn up the high octave a bit. Oh, what did I do? What did I do?
What did you do indeed, sir?
So let's turn up the high octave. Now it's getting nice.
I hope you're all listening with your headphones on, because that low end is not going to come through on a phone speaker, no. I can assure you. Yeah. I'm listening through my phone speaker.
No, but this is a setting. This is the what's going on? This is the setting that I like most right now. So clean all the way up, because I actually want to hear what is going on originally, and then.
We've just had confirmation from one of our viewers, Ben Buckner has just confirmed that yeah, he can hear it fine. So it's just me. That's not a problem, because I've played with these pedals loads anyway.
Yeah. So if there's one person on the earth that knows how all of these sound, then it's you, sir. No, but actually I'd go for everything basically on midday. So except for clean like 100%, and then the lower octave and the high octave on mid. So. Let's see how it sounds with the Strat. Oh man, you can like not only the pedal, but right now you can really hear the difference between a humbucker guitar and a single coil guitar. If you listen side by side, that's this is fun.
So if you were to run a an octaver into that, a compressor into that, what you would get is a slightly improved. And this octaver has really good tracking, but if you run a compressor into the front of it, you'd get slightly better tracking because it pushes the signal through a little bit like a buffer.
So yeah, in the end, this is definitely a rig I would enjoy. What I would use most of the time is the compressor going to the Angry Driver, and for the rhythm tone, basically it was JHS into boss, right, and the other way around for the lead tone. If I'm playing solos and stuff like that, I would definitely kick in the carbon copy bright, and then I would arrange, if I would have this pedal board, I would arrange a section like a solo guitar section, where there's no band, there's just a guitar solo, and I would do some funny stuff with the octaver probably. So this would also be a very, very joyful rig for me to mess around with. Thanks, mate. That was fun.
Yeah. So, who did best? Did I get you a better rig, or did you get me a better rig?
I mean, I think the only people that can answer that is the viewers.
Yeah. That's if any of them are still around from the beginning. We've got viewers now. I'm just answering Ben. He asked what this pedal is. It's the Moa Maya. Let's just say that quickly because then I can't get it as well. And that's by KMA Audio Machines. And they make a whole range of pedals. In fact, if my buddy Emmanuel scrolls up slightly, I think you might see a few more of his pedals. Oh no,
yes, we have a couple of them on here.
There you go. So what have we got? We've got the Astra Spurt, we've got the Dead Stag, we've got the Fuzzy Bear, or Fuzzly Bear, isn't it?
I think it's Fuzzly Bear, yeah.
Fuzzly Bear, yeah.
It's Fuzzly Bear.
And the Worm.
The Wurm.
Worm.
The German Wurm.
It is a German Worm, and it sounds like Swedish death metal.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the German Wurm sounds like Swedish death metal kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, but
yeah,
das ist korrekt. No, but actually, I really enjoyed that.
Speak a little bit Swedish. Should I try?
Swedish, you can speak. Yeah. Your wife is from Sweden, right? Or she has family over there.
No, my wife is Swedish. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a lucky boy.
You're a lucky boy. So I can't speak Swedish, but I can play Swedish. I think what I play is pretty much Swedish stuff. In the end, no, but that's how small the world is. So right now we can't visit all these cool places, but we can't get some sound out of there. So that's how it goes when you're in quarantine. So yeah, Lee, I think that was pretty much fun. And guys, maybe we have some people here who didn't know Tonepedia before. If that's the case, this is pretty much what Tonepedia is about. And it's not only about like putting rigs together, but if we and that is basically the core of what that's basically what most people do. If they want to get if they've seen a pedal on the internet somewhere, like for example the Moa whatever pedal, like an octave pedal. What you can do then is click this little plus button, and then you load in, you go to browse all electric effects, and then what you can do is go to main effects in this case, and just go for an octave generator. Sorry, not the overtone generator.
The octave generator, yeah. What is that you've got there? The overtone.
Overtone. I was octaver. Here it is. Sorry, I was clicking on the wrong button. No, but then what you will have is a choice of octave pedals, from like very established manufacturers like Boss, who are doing legendary pedals since many years, to like custom shops and boutique manufacturers. For example, the Gojira, right? That is
that pedal I've got on my board.
The Gojira one.
Yeah, I've got the octave generator on my board. It's a great little pedal, that is.
Yeah, I played it a couple of weeks before. There's also a YouTube video available, and so what you can basically do is get all of these pedals in here. these are all different pedals from different manufacturers, and also like the price is very different. So for example, the TC one, I think it's a very affordable pedal, and the KMA one is probably pretty expensive. So what you can basically do is see how they sound head to head, because all of these samples have been recorded under the exact same circumstances. And it's not like if you're like if you're watching a video of the KMA and afterwards a video of the Gojira one, everything will be sounding different signal chains and stuff like that. But now if you're on Tonepedia, you can basically get everything recorded under the same circumstances. And now
let me tell you, you suggest that you said that the KMA is expensive. How expensive do you think it is?
I think it's €200.
169 from Thomann, and that's pounds. They are not as expensive as you think. They are very high quality pedals made by a very clever guy, Enrique, and they are not expensive. They are just bloody good, and they are full to the brim of features. So yeah, I strongly recommend the KMA stuff.
So if you look for the Narrow, for example, that one is €35, right? So this is very affordable if you put it head to head versus the KMA one, for example. I think the Gojira one is like right in the middle, right?
Yes, the KMA is the most expensive out of those four. But then if you went to buy an original OC2, which this is more or less a derivative of, with a bit more going on, well, a lot more going on, which everyone considers to be the best octaver in the world, which is like the old Boss OC2, then you're going to be paying a lot more than £169, and
probably
you're not going to have half the features.
Yeah, no, and that's generally like just a thing for people. You can compare everything head to head, and then this will make your life easier, basically. Like, this is probably the most objective comparison you can have in the internet, and it's so easy to use. So guys, let's do that right here as the last thing for today. Let's just go through all the sounds in a row and then see which one we would like most. So
yeah, I've just looked up on Reverb to have a look at the original OC2s, which, to be fair, I've got to be honest, I will be going and buying an OC2 at some point because I like classic pedals, but they're all over £200.
Yeah.
Then you got like £15-20 shipping on top of it as well. Whereas Enrique's making a pedal that is, much more usable, many more controls, and he's knocking it out of the ballpark at that price.
Yeah, it's a very good price. And it's up to everyone, like what pedal he thinks is best and what pedal he thinks sounds best. But if you need to make a decision on where to spend your money, and if it's worth for you spending extra money, then Tonepedia is the way to go. So let's go through all these pedals.
Yeah, you're right. It isn't our place to tell you.
So we just compared a couple of pedals in a couple of seconds using a web page. What a time to be alive, I'd say. No, but
yeah, like you're saying, it's not our place to tell people what's good or bad. This isn't, this is a platform where you go and make your own decisions. We're not here to tell you what's good and bad. We're just making boards for each other.
Yeah, that's it. So what I got to say is, like, all of them are. There was no pedal where I would be like, oh, this is not sounding good at all. Like, all of them had pretty good sounds, and these ones, like the first two ones, the KMA and the Super Octaver, they sounded, well, not exactly close, but they sounded closer to each other than the other ones, I'd say. And I would probably use different of these pedals in different situations. Like these were a little more aggressive, while these had some more mid frequency in it. So that's what I think about these pedals.
Sounds brilliant. Right. So thank you very much for building me a board, sir.
You as well. Thank you, mate. That was a very cool board.
It was enjoyable. That was an enjoyable episode. That was.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining in. Ben and Daniel and Ranga and Harry and James and Andy and Emmanuel. Hello, Emmanuel. And everyone else who joined in. It's lovely to see you all. And thank you very much for joining in. And we will see you all next week.
That's correct. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.